Good morning, dear students. Welcome back to our online class. So today we are going to continue with the play The Merchant of Venice, written by William Shakespeare. And we are doing Act 5, Scene 1, and we have seen till line 240 that how a kind of nagging and a kind of disagreement and dispute was going on. But this is not a very serious dispute between Portia and Bassanio, or neither between Nerissa and Gratiano. This is like a friendly fight, okay? But still Portia want to see that what excuses Bassanio is going to keep when it comes to the matter, okay? And this particular scene we call it as a ring episode, okay? So here we continue with the ring episode here, and finally Bassanio tries to convince Portia that on what grounds he has actually given this ring, and he has given this ring not to any women but it is to a young lawyer, and what Gratiano says is absolutely right, okay? So after listening to all the Bassanio's explanations and the reasons, Portia says that if that doctor ever come in front of my house, or I will see him in future, definitely I am not going to leave him, okay? So Nerissa also repeats the same to the Gratiano and says that it will not be done. Now when these arguments are going on between Bassanio, Portia, Nerissa and Gratiano, during this time Antonio interferes, okay? By this time till now Antonio was like standing and listening and watching all these things, and Portia also forgot that when a guest comes, it is your duty that you have to welcome the guest, isn't it? And Antonio is a guest who has come to Belmont for the first time, and during this time also Portia and they were involved in their own personal argument, and when Antonio interfered, he understood that this matter could not be solved unless he says something, he interferes in between them. So what Antonio says, finally Antonio says that I am the unhappy subject of these quarrels. Then Antonio understands, oh God, these people are quarreling and their quarreling is not going to stop, isn't it? So why they are not going to stop? Because one by one they are continuously putting up their statements, and they are making it understanding to everyone, and it's now that it has become in a warning tone. Till now it was only an argument, but now it is going into a warning tone. Both Portia and Nerissa warned their husbands, isn't it? So in this scenario, Antonio understood that if something should be done to stop this, otherwise it will be proceeding into a very huge fight, isn't it? So Antonio says that I am the unhappy reason for all these quarrels. So it is because of me you people are quarreling. It is because of me actually Bassanio had to give that ring. It is because of me Gratiano had to give that ring, and for this reason that you people are quarreling. So Portia now turns to Antonio and says, so grieve not you. Grieve not you means, grieving means what? Not to worry, okay? You need not be feeling guilty, or you need not be feeling sad, so you don't grieve it, okay? You grieve not you, and you are welcome notwithstanding. So he says that actually it was trying to find out from Bassanio, but I'm sorry, you are mostly welcome, you need not worry about this thing. So Bassanio says that Portia, forgive me this enforced wrong. So Bassanio finally becomes submissive to Portia, and he says that Portia, just forgive me. He asks sorry for Portia for what he has done, though it is not done deliberately. So he says to Portia that forgive me this enforced wrong, for this wrong which I have done. Enforced means what? It is forcefully done, not willingly done, okay? So which I was forced to inflict upon you. Actually the ring which I had to give is the circumstances actually made him to forcefully remove the ring and give it to the young lawyer, okay? So forgive me for this enforced wrong, and in the hearing of these many friends I swear to thee. Again this is a very common way that making of the promises. So he says that in front of every one of them, those who are present here, I will once again promise to you, I swear to you, even by thy own fair eyes, wherein I see myself, okay? So he says that in which I see my own reflection. In thy own eyes means what? Thy means yours, own means in your own eyes I see my reflection. What is that? When you look at someone who is standing in front of you, obviously you see your reflection in their eyes. Okay, so that is, he says that, and looking into the eyes, I see my reflection, and I promise you, okay, I'm going to make a promise. Now Portia, understood that for what again Bassanio is going to make the promise, and this time she is not that befooling herself that last time when he promised, he did not keep the promise, he did not keep the word. Okay, so that is why he thinks that this time he will not be she will not be listening to his words. So Portia stops Bassanio before he could complete his sentence, and Portia says that, mark you but that. So if you are going to make a promise again, be careful. Okay, in that sense, in both my eyes he doubly sees himself. Okay, and she says that in both my eyes you will be seeing double of yourself. Now what does it mean? In both my eyes you will see double of yourself, means he sees himself in each of course Portia also might be seeing in her eyes, not herself, but the person who is standing opposite to her, that is Bassanio. Okay, so she says that you will be seeing yourself even in my eyes, double eyes, in his eyes and in my eyes. Okay, so he sees himself double, and there is an oath of credit. Okay, oath of credit means he swears by his double dealing, that is his self and false nature. So he says that you have actually broken the promise which you have given earlier, which you have given not to part this ring from your finger earlier, but this time again if you are going to make the same promise, or if you say that you will not give any of my objects to any other person, then please don't do that, because you don't keep your promise. Once the trust and the belief is gone, it is very difficult to rebuild the trust, isn't it? And even after the second chance, we say everyone should get a second chance, right? So when the second chance is given, at that time also, that whole 100% belief will not be there on the opposite person. Okay, so Bassanio says, nay, but hear me. No, but just listen to me. Actually Portia was not even allowing Bassanio to speak what he literally want to say. So Portia says that, no, but hear me, please hear to me, listen to me, pardon this fault, please forgive me for this time, okay, for this mistake which I have done. And by my soul I swear I never more will break an oath with thee. And from my soul, from the bottom of the heart, I just promise you once again that I will be never breaking up any of the promise hereafter with you. Okay, so this is finally Bassanio asks forgive, says sorry, and tries to convince Portia, because it is necessary, because it is the day of their wedding and he cannot make her sad and unhappy. So he is again making again and again trying to convince Portia by saying all these things. So now during this time Antonio interferes and he says that, I once died, lend my body for his wealth, which but for him that had your husband's ring had quite miscarried. I dare be bound again, my soul upon the forfeit, the your Lord will never more break faith advisedly. So here Antonio finally gives his own support to Bassanio also. Okay, of course he is a good friend of Bassanio, the dearest friend, and he knew that Bassanio is not wrong in that situation. And it is on Antonio's request only at last Bassanio removed the ring and gave it in the hands of the Bresciano. Okay, so Antonio says that, I once did lend my body for his wealth. Once I pawned my own body. Pawned means P-A-W-N-E-D. Pawned means girvi rakhna. Okay, I just pawned my own body for the wealth. Okay, but for him that had your husband's ring, and for that your husband had to give a prize, isn't it? And what is that prize? The prize is that ring which the young lawyer has actually asked for, and had quite miscarried, and had been completely, and due to this reason the ring is miscarried, means it is completely lost. I dare be bound again, I dare to take the pledge, the promise again, once again I dare to take the promise, will never more break faith advisedly. Okay, next time he will never break your faith, he will never break your belief. Okay, and this is my advice, this is my word for you on behalf of Bassanio. Okay, so as a very true friend, Antonio makes sure that he will not allow Bassanio next time to repeat the same mistake. He will not allow Bassanio to break the promise which he has given to his wife here afterwards. And during this time he had to break this because of this reason. Antonio explains. Portia says, then you shall be his surety. Give him this and bid him keep it better than the other. So what does Portia says? Okay, then I trust you, Antonio, I believe you. And then, because of course Antonio is a very good person, he never says something without any grounds. Okay, so that is why Portia says that, okay, this time I shall be believing you, okay, I will be trusting you, and I hope that you will become his guarantee. Means what? You will be making sure that, as you said, next time onwards Bassanio will not repeat this mistake. And she takes the ring from her pocket and gives in the hand of the Antonio and tells that, give this to him. Now, which is that ring? That ring is the very same ring which Bassanio used to wear in his hand, and he gave it to the young lawyer in the Venice. Okay. Now here comes a twist in the story here. Now Bassanio and Greciano is not at all aware of the truth that the young lawyer is none other than Portia and the clerk is none other than Nerissa, right? So now she takes the ring and puts in the hand of Antonio and says that, give him this and bid him keep it better than the other. Give this ring to him and ask him that he will be keeping it safe, even much more safer than the older one. Okay. So now Antonio, here Antonio is actually not familiar with the ring. Okay, for him it's only a ring because he has not seen the earlier ring very carefully. Okay, so he takes the ring and he gives to Lord Bassanio and says that, swear to keep this. Now you promise to Portia that you will be keeping this ring forever with you, and you will not be losing it. Okay, so Bassanio, by heaven, now Bassanio, when ring is given, he looks at the ring and he says that, oh my God, by heaven, it is the same one I gave to the doctor. Now how is that possible? Isn't it the ring which he gave to the doctor in the Venice? And this is the same ring, it looks exactly like that. Portia says, I had it of him. Pardon me, Bassanio. Now, Portia did not say that all the stories what happened in the Venice, but she says that, what do you think of me, right? I took that ring from that doctor, and I'm sorry, Bassanio, that I have to do this. Okay, so with lot of that credibility, Portia speaks like this. She says that I had taken that ring from the doctor, and it is the same ring I gave to the doctor, and says that, so please forgive me, Bassanio, that I had to go to the doctor and take that ring. So Nerissa says, and pardon me, my great gentle Greciano. Now Nerissa also took the opportunity into the hand, and she also takes the ring and give it to Greciano and says to Greciano that, you also excuse me, pardon me, because for the same scrubbed boy, the doctor's clerk did give me this. Okay, so I also took that ring from that scrabbled boy, okay, the doctor's clerk, and she also returns the ring. Actually, did they took the ring from the young lawyer and the doctor clerk? No. Okay, because they gave the ring to themselves, and they are themselves are the young lawyer and the clerk. Okay, so and this is not known to Bassanio and Greciano, or neither to Antonio. So they believe that. Okay, now Portia, Nerissa says, pardon me, my gentle Greciano, for that same scrabble boy, the doctor's clerk did give me. So here is your ring, and you also promise me that you will never part this ring from your hand. Okay, so now this is the scene, that ring episode comes to an end here, and with one more conversation where actually Portia reveals the secret of her being the young lawyer and Nerissa being the clerk. Okay, so now again, if Portia doesn't reveal this truth, what happens? Bassanio will come to know, or if Bassanio will not come, Bassanio will never come to know, because it is a secret known only to Portia and to Nerissa. Then another thing is that then Bassanio will be having always a question in the mind, that how Portia come to know about that doctor, civil doctor, how they met him, where they met him, when they met him. So all these questions will be next arising in the mind of Bassanio. So in order to remove all these confusions and chaos, and they are stepping into a new life, and it is necessary that everything should be cleared, there should be no secrets left behind, so because they are entering into a new life there. So Portia thinks of revealing that story of becoming a young lawyer and the need of that, why she became and on what grounds and what purpose she reveals this to Bassanio. So that part we will continue in the next video. I hope you understood this much part. So today we have completed till line 265, okay, of your page number 147 of your textbook. So watch the video along with the textbook for your better understanding. Thank you. Keep reading. Have a wonderful time.